everyone, welcome back to our math class. In today's class we are going to continue chapter 5 factors and multiples with some more facts related to HCF and LCM. So here we are there with smart time. So we are going to be more smarter and going to understand more facts about HCF and LCM which we never knew. So all these facts about HCF and LCM we will try to understand by taking some examples. For example, first one is given, HCF of two numbers is also a factor of multiples of these numbers. Suppose, let us consider two numbers, suppose 4 and 8, right? Let us take two numbers 4 and 8. So according to the first fact, we are given that HCF of two numbers is also, first let us find the HCF of 4 and 8. 2 2s are 2 4s are 2 1s are 2 2s are. So we get HCF as 2 into 2 equal to 4, right? Here the HCF is 4. Now what is given in the fact or fact here? HCF of two numbers is also a factor of multiples of these numbers. Means if you will write the multiples of 4 and if you will write the multiples of 8, then what will happen when you have when you are going to find the HCF of any two numbers? We got an HCF, and if we will see, observe all the multiples of these two numbers for which we found the HCF, we will find that this number 4 is a factor of all the multiples of these two numbers. So 4 is a factor of 4, 4 is a factor of 8, 4 is a factor of 16, 20, 24 and so on. Even 4 is a factor of 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. So factor means the number that can divide these numbers exactly. So all these numbers, all the multiples of 4 and 8 can be exactly divisible by 4. Hence we can say that 4 is a factor of 4 and 8. So always if we will find the HCF of any number, that HCF will be a factor of multiples of those two numbers. Understood? So this is being explained in this first fact. Next, coming to the second fact, we have HCF of any two numbers is also HCF of their sum and one of the number. So let us take the same numbers. Here I have taken 4 and 8. We got the HCF 4, right? Now HCF of any two numbers is also HCF of their sum and one of the number. So what is the sum of 4 and 8? It is 12. And take any one of the number among them, suppose 8, and find the HCF. Find the HCF. So it can be divisible by 2, then further divisible by 2 again, and later on we cannot divide further. Why? Because these two are co-prime numbers. So here we got the HCF again the same 4. So what does the second fact tells us? HCF of any two numbers is also, means when you are taking the HCF of any two numbers, what do you get as HCF? The same HCF can be found how? By finding the HCF of sum of these two numbers and any one of the number. Okay, means if you will add these two numbers and take another and take one among them, okay, any one you will take and find their HCF, then also you will get the same HCF. You can even take the sum of the numbers and 4 also and find the HCF. There also you will get the same HCF 4, right? So the second fact tells us that HCF of any two numbers is also equal to HCF of their sum and one of the numbers. Means if you will find their sum and take any one of the number, like 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 and any one among them. That is, either you take 12 and 4 and find their HCF, or you take 12, the sum is 12 and 8 and find their HCF. Every time you will get the same HCF, right? So here I have taken two numbers 4 and 8. You can take any other two numbers and check for this one. Okay. The third fact you have, HCF of any two numbers is also the HCF of difference of those two numbers and one of the number. So once again, one more fact is given to you, that is HCF of any two numbers is equal to the difference of the two numbers, HCF of difference of the two numbers and one of the number. So here let me show you with the same. Already we have HCF of 4 and 8. Now what the third fact tells us, that HCF of any two numbers, HCF of 4 and 8 is equal to 4. So same HCF is equal to difference of two numbers and one of the number. If you will find the HCF of difference of these two numbers and one of the number, that is 4, 8, again you will get the same, isn't it? Or you are finding the difference of these two number and taking the other number 4 and finding their HCF. Then also in that case also you get 4, 4 and HCF will be found. So here you will get 4, 8. Already we know 4 and 8 HCF is 4. Here you will get 4. Okay. And here in this case, what will be the HCF of 4 and 4? 4 and 4. They can be divisible by 2. And 2 ones are. And again you got HCF of 4, 4 is 4. So what did you understand from the third fact? That whenever we are finding the HCF of any number, that HCF is equal to the HCF of the difference of the number and any one of the number. So here I found the difference of the number. We got difference of the number is 4. And the two numbers are 4 and 8 for whom we are finding the HCF. So if you will find the HCF for 4 and 4 or 4 and 8, both the cases you get the same HCF, isn't it? So you have to take some numbers and keep on checking. Children, now let us understand the question given in HOTS. In HOTS you are given a very tricky question where you may confuse yourself, but nothing to worry. Okay, so here let us discuss the question first, then everything will be alright. Everything will be very easy to you to understand. Here in a toy shop there are 24 dolls, 72 teddies and 30 cards. Right? Now the shopkeeper wants to arrange them in such a way that each row has same number of toys of same kind. Now what is the minimum number of or the least number of rows required for the arrangement? So here definitely your focus will go for the word minimum, from where definitely you will think that we will find the solution by finding the LCM, but not like that. We are leaving one more important keyword in the question, that is the shopkeeper wants to arrange in such a way that each row has same number of toys. So in which word sum we will focus on the equal distribution, whether we will, when the concept of equal distribution is given to you, then at that time we have to find the LCM or HCF. Definitely HCF. So here first of all we have to find what is the maximum number of toys that can be placed in each row. Then later we can find how many rows are required to arrange them. So for that, here we have to go for finding the highest common factor of the total number of dolls given. So if you will go for that, then 24, 72 and 30, right? their HCF is 2 12s, 2 36s, 2 15s, then we have 3 4s, 3 12s, and 3 5s, right? Further we cannot find as we are finding HCF, so HCF will be 6. This means the maximum number of toys that can be placed in each row is 6. Means we don't know how many rows, because we are needed to find the number of rows next. What is the minimum number of rows required for the arrangement? First we came to know how many toys will be placed in each row, right? Now we are going to find out how many rows are required. For that, what we will do, we will divide the total number of toys by number of toys in each row. Then you will get number of rows. So the total number of toys can be found by adding the number of toys, that is you get 200, 126. Now if you will divide 126 by the HCF you got, then you get 21. This means the minimum number of rows in which these toys can be arranged is 21 rows, and this can also be clearly seen. Like if you are taking the 24 dolls, and in each row if you are arranging 6 toys, so how many rows will be occupied for 24 dolls? 6 4s are 24. This means you are taking 4 rows for dolls. Next we have 72 teddies. If you are dividing 72 teddies by 6, so how many rows you are getting? Each row has 6 teddies. Then 72 divided by 6 will give you 12, right? This means teddies will be arranged in 12 rows. Then comes the 30 cars. If you will keep 6 cars in each row, then how many rows will be occupied by cars? 6 5s are 30. Now you see, in 4 rows you will keep dolls, in 12 rows you will keep teddies, and in 5 rows you will keep only cars. Then 4 plus 12 is 16 plus 5 is total 21. Over? Did we get the 21 rows? So 21 is the minimum rows, least number of rows that can be used to arrange these toys as per the shopkeeper's requirement, right? So accordingly you are given 2 reasons in the book. So out of this, which reason is applicable, children? The reason 1 is applicable. So this is how you can find out the least number of minimum rows that are required for the arrangement of these toys, right? Thank you.